Hey, this is Paul Mazurkiewicz, the drummer from Cannibal Corpse, and you are watching Loudwire.
Hey everyone, this is Joe here from Loudwire, and I'm here with Paul Mazurkiewicz from Cannibal Corpse. How you doing today?
Good, man. How you doing?
Not too bad.
Awesome.
Thanks for taking the time
Thanks
to talk
for having
to us.
me. No problem.
So you guys have released Eaten Back to Life 26 years ago. Put out a Skeletal Domain in 2014.
Yeah.
All the way through sounds distinctly like Cannibal Corpse. What's it like for you listening to the first album and the last one, and to see how much the band has stayed consistent?
Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah, it's a good question, actually. I'm always going to look at our first album. How can you not look at that as the most special? And really, arguably, probably the best, just because of it being the first album.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very proud of it. I think it's it's just full of energy, full of we were young, new band. I mean, kind of thing. Your
In
first
terms of death metal, it doesn't get more raw than your
exactly,
first album, right?
exactly. And then looking, you look how you do things these days, and it's completely different. We were, I don't know, fortunate, if there's the word, to be there in the old days when it's, before Pro Tools and all that kind of stuff. You're doing it the old way, to analog tape and all that kind of stuff. And, Scott Burns is getting the razors out if you have to do any kind of editing. And I mean, it is crazy how far recording has come. But yeah, when I look back at Eaton, I mean, I think it's a great album. I really do. I'm very proud of that, because I think it's the most raw, and the most energetic. Like you said, our first album. We're so excited. How can you not be? You're never going to have a first ever again. But then, like you said, yeah, you fast forward, and then I listened to our new album, which of course I'm very proud of as well. And I think we did arguably our best material and our best playing and all that. And I know it's Cannibal from Eaten to Skeletal, but yes, I listen, and that you hear the progressions. How can you not? I think we've gotten just better, of course, at our instruments and better songwriting and everything. But it's Cannibal. We retain that Cannibal edge and that sound. Maybe part of it's due to my drumming. I think I think I have my own style,
Definitely.
and that may distinct, from other bands. I really believe you can hear every Cannibal record and pick it out, and that's Cannibal. I mean, because we just don't sound like anybody else. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy to look that it's been that a quarter of a century, in between releases, and we're still, on top of our game, I feel, and and this album's full of energy, A Skeletal Domain, but the big thing is the way you, I guess, go about it, the differences, and like you said, in recording, so, but yeah, Eaten Back to Life, man, that's a special album for me, always going to be probably my favorite, just because, like you said, it's the first.
Yeah. Now, going into the studio, when you record, your drumming's always kind of been a little bit unhinged, perfect for death metal.
Yeah.
But you started using a metronome on the
Right.
evisceration plate.
Right.
Did you wish you started using it sooner?
Yes. Yes, totally. Yeah, I mean, I fought it for years, and I'm self-taught, and the attitude back then wasn't about precision or anything, it's about aggression, but if it was brought up, 5, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years earlier, I would have been like, no way, yeah, that was my attitude, I don't want to do that, I feel that's going to be detrimental, and of course, it wasn't, but I will say this, though, I look at Evisceration Plague as being a stepping stone for present Cannibal. And I look at Evisceration as being, for drumming, for Cannibal drumming, out of all the records, a very sterile album because of that fact. Because we were just trying to keep it together with the metronome, let alone, right, that's not natural to me yet. I can't play around this click yet. I can't just do everything, So when we did, like I said, I think it was a stepping stone, because then when come into play with Torture, okay, now I've got it wrapped a little more. I've been playing it. We're playing actually a song maybe live using the click or whatever, and then Torture comes along, we start writing, I'm like, man, I got it, I'm feeling it, I can do this, and then Torture, you look, it's night and day, I think, compared to Evisceration in the drumming department. I'm doing more things, because I was more comfortable with it, and then now I look at it like, man, I need it, I want it, right, I think it's it helped us, it helped me, it helped, the band as a whole, so yeah, I wish I would have started earlier, that's for sure.
Help your live performance too?
Oh yeah, totally, because we'll play everything that's written to the click to the click I play live. So anything off of,
you do play.
right, everything on Evisceration, Torture, and Skeletal that we're gonna play live is done to the click. And then everything else is, well, we never wrote to a click, but I did find a couple songs that we were able to utilize it without having to have a programmed click where we can just at least run the metronome. So for instance, A Stripped, Raped, and Strangled was obviously not written to a click whatsoever. It was, but we're playing it to a click now because I found a good tempo that works, and it tightens everything up, of course. So I feel my drumming has vastly improved because of utilizing the click.